We are the Posterman Podcast.
Yes.
Already in session with madness. I'm Elijah.
I'm Ken, hello.
I thought you were Zombie and he was whatever the fuck you are. I'm still confused on who everyone is.
What is your name, child? Man.
What's your real name, child? Huh?
Child, man.
My man named Child is
Yes.
Tyler.
Good job.
Good. And now to the robot punches. And I'm Lewis.
Oh, hang on. I should get to this. And then, because now
Get your shit together, Ken!
I just switched to
All
my
right,
notes.
all right, Ken, pull it up. IMDb it.
I got it. Even get to that part. I got it. No, I'm ready. Let's do it.
This train isn't slowing down, baby. Let's go.
Robot punches and do it.
Sharpshooter Matt Quigley.
We're gonna
is
start this
hired
movie in
from
reverse.
Wyoming by an Australian rancher, paying a very high price. But when Quigley arrives down under, all is not as it seems.
We did the movie Quigley Down Under.
we didn't even say what we want.
Tom Selleck is starring in his breakout role.
It's Guess the Movie from the Guess the Movie that the Posterman did.
Well,
based on the
Plot synopsis.
IMDb plot
Guess who did the
synopsis.
Posterman did the movie.
All right.
That was the problem with that game.
Well, okay. The title of the game needs work. Fine.
It's honestly the reverse
I'll admit
Crocodile
that.
Dundee. It's an American going down under.
Except he brought a big ass gun.
Exactly. Well, because the Australian brought a big ass knife, so he was like, "Yo, dummy, this is what you really need. That ain't a gun. This is a gun."
Crikey.
Goddamn Yanks.
Starring who in this movie?
Tom Selleck.
The Stash.
Oh my god.
Alan Rickman.
Yeah. As an Australian.
Okay.
What a horrible accent.
Tom Selleck as Matthew Quigley. Lauren San Giacomo as Crazy Cora. Alan Rickman as Elliot Marston. Chris Haywood as Major Ashley Pitt.
The rest don't matter.
And most of the rest are...
Except random Ben Mendelsohn.
What about the Aborigines?
And the Aborigines.
Yeah,
as
Ben
the
Mendelsohn is in this? Wow.
Yeah.
I missed him.
But no, Alan Rickman was from Britain.
Mm-hmm.
He came to Australia, so he doesn't have an Australian.
Or...
At this point in time, was Australia still under British rule?
Australia,
Yes.
yeah.
I guess it would have had to have been.
That's
Yeah.
why the
Yes.
British.
Yeah.
That's why the British soldiers were there. But yes, also starring Tom Selleck's mustache.
Favorite part of the beginning of the movie? We kicked you out of our country. Spit, tobacco, America, guns, and fireworks.
Looks like we got out the crazies out of here. But I mean, we should really start in the beginning where he's on the boat.
In the beginning, I have Tom Selleck's name is before the director of this movie, and before the title of the movie.
Speaking of which, is the director, the writer is John Hill. Is he the father of?
Jonah Hill?
Yes.
Let's find out.
Ken will look that up while I continue.
Yes.
Good. Get to work, Ken.
I just have... That's a lot of powder for a little projectile. That's my first note.
Only 20 made it. The others died of cabin fever while on the ship.
Cabin fever.
I wanted to see the Tom Selleck breakout dancing numbers from Cabin Fever.
Yo, Tom Selleck had some really dreamy eyes. He's a handsome dude.
No, we get to Dreamy later.
It's so dreamy.
About to get off the boat. The Australian guy's rude as shit.
Yeah.
Where I come from. What did he say? He's like ladies first, so the old people go first.
He was letting the elderly couple go first, and then
He shows big dick energy by being like, "Yo, now it's my turn."
it wails him in the nuts.
Yeah, with his big ass gun, and I was like, "Okay."
Oh, don't worry, ma'am. He calmed down about it.
Western manners. And a Western manners lesson.
Just spoke to him. About
And
it.
he wasn't in that big of a
wasn't in that
hurry.
big of a hurry. After all.
Yeah.
Ha ha ha.
Seems like Australians just treated women like shit.
I don't think they were Australian.
The first guys
people
were
on the
like
boat.
Scottish and Irish.
Yeah.
Oh, were they?
Yeah, most of Marston's henchmen were Scottish and Irish.
Ah.
But the
A
people
good-
off the boat were Americans.
Okay.
A good bit of like the people that were in Australia that weren't Aboriginal were sent there through like they were banished there.
Yeah,
It was a prison island.
Australia
It was
was a
basically
penal
a pri-
colony.
yeah.
initially,
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah. So like you had a lot of like not
no.
pleasant people there. Do you, Lewis? Were you there? Were you there, Lewis?
No, I just read it.
Oh, okay.
Oh, Jonah Hill's
Papa.
given surname is Feldstein or Feldstein.
I was about to say he's Jewish.
Mm.
So
Wow.
I'm gonna say no.
No.
So
I guess Jonah Hill sounds better than Jonah Feldstein or whatever.
But lady doesn't seem to want to go in your wagon, and enter Crazy Cora, who
Oh,
drove
hey,
me
Roy.
nuts too. That's dreamy, Crazy Cora. But I couldn't. It was driving me nuts what TV show she was from, so I had to look it up like 10 minutes into the movie.
Oh yeah. No.
Oh, it
Just
really
shoot me,
bugged him.
baby.
she looked familiar to me, but not so familiar that I felt the need to look her up.
I know. I'm sorry. I was like, oh yeah.
I was like,
definitely...
why is this like looking at an old friend that I haven't seen in a
Oh
long
yeah.
time?
I was expecting.
Mike?
I was expecting David Spade to do a guest appearance. Like him
Shows
talking
up.
in a British accent. Hey there, Governor.
Hey there, Quigley!
I ran away from the military.
Can I have one of them women on the cart?
No, I mean, David Spade's character probably would have loved to live in Australia, you know, because those women were like essentially they were like hooers, right? Like,
Yes.
Yes, they were. They
The
bringing
implication
women.
was they were being brought in to
Sex.
to service the
The men.
employees, the henchmen, the bad guys.
Talk about having-
sexually.
Talk
Yes,
about like
that was the
having like
implication.
an
'Cause they were
awesome
tired of,
job. Come down here, let's go kill some people, and we pay you not only in money, but you get sex.
And boobies. Pay
Because they
in
were
money
tired
and
of the
boobies.
Aboriginal women. That's why they were bringing the white women. They said we only wanted the white women.
Gotcha. Oh, Tom Selleck is trying. At that scene, I just remember Tom Selleck. Well, did we already talk about the fight scene?
I didn't. We're on the
No.
fight scene, so
Okay.
No.
you could talk about the fight scene
If you want to talk about the fight scene, now is the time.
Tell us about
Because
the
I don't
fight
have
scene,
really any
Lewis.
notes about the fight scene.
I mean, in the fight scene, he just seems really good. Like in the entire time you see this, he just likes to pick a lot of fights. Like, I get the whole point of being chivalrous, but yo, like you like, you're just fighting just to fight now. Like you're just trying to.
Well, he has his value system, so
Yeah,
Well,
but
and it doesn't. It like
and it's a western.
This movie more than the last movie we watched with Tom Selleck in it, because he was just an average guy. But in this movie, like Tom Selleck
He's
is
a
this
fucking
like
badass.
is like this mountain of a brick shithouse of a man.
yeah, like he's done everything. Like he's been all over the world.
Well, and he's like half a head taller than just about everybody else.
oh yeah, he shits on
You know,
everybody.
if he doesn't straight tower over everybody, he is, you know, and he's broader,
Oh, yeah.
he's deeper, like he's just a bigger dude,
exactly,
than
he's-
everybody else.
And everybody's just like, oh, okay. Let me just, but I just feel like it's so funny. Well, later on, I'll explain more because the fight scene's just a fight scene.
But this is the first time he gets defeated. He gets knocked on the head by somebody else,
Oh yeah,
and that causes him problems. That's where I feel Tom Selleck was defeated most of the time, was when somebody else caused him a problem.
but the problem is it's people that he underestimated. Like, you know what I mean? Every time he's hit over his head, it's always for people he.
Well, yeah, he was hit by the lady in this one.
Yeah, and then later on,
he's hit by the servant.
yeah, and the thing is, though, it's like you gotta stop being cocky, okay? And every fight, you know what I mean? Like when I'm skipping a little later on, but like when he beats the shit out of Alec Rickman, and he's fighting the whole crew, like he's just sitting down drinking his whiskey, and I'm like, bro, like you gotta be a little bit more concerned about this. I mean, I understand that you're this badass dude, but like you got hit over the head once. Should you not look at the people you underestimated first? So now you're telling me that, you know, like you
Well, I think he thought that because he was defending the Aborigines, he would be okay because he was the Aborigine servant.
True.
So he's like, oh, this guy's got my back.
and he was already told, oh, he's harmless.
Yeah.
I like Rickman, you know,
But-
three moves ahead.
Americans are misfits, and we kicked all the misfits out of our country already. Is a very good back and forth between
America!
Tom Selleck and the British.
Yes.
We already kicked all the misfits out of our country.
Follow the rules.
I was like, well, that's a good way to talk to the cops. I'm sure they'll help you later on.
Keep your head out of your ass.
Alan Rickman, I missed you so much.
Yeah.
50 gold for and a 3-month boat trip.
Everybody wrote me letters except for you.
You just sent me this. And another.
All right, tell me when you want him to stop.
Hello, Mr. Potter.
We've been on this guy's land for 2 days. It's a huge tract of land.
Was a huge tract of it.
It's a huge tract of land.
Oh, and now we're gonna get her backstory. Nope.
What?
False alarm.
Oh,
Oh yeah, I forgot.
no, that takes a while.
Wait,
I forgot to mention the Roy thing.
yeah, the whole Roy, yeah, but where are we at now? What part are we
We're
talking about?
heading now.
Uh,
Heading
we
to
are now-
Marston's Run.
Yeah,
We're at Alan
I
Rickman's
went
farm.
back. He got to
Yeah,
Alan
I was like,
Rickman.
I
Wait
got
a
to
second,
Rickman's
that's what I
farm.
mean, I
He
was-
went back.
Okay, thank you.
We want to have a step back.
Okay,
Because my notes are ahead because I don't have any notes from when they're walking through the
Yeah,
dark.
because she's
I was paying attention.
because Crazy Cora tries to seduce Roy after he's trying to he's been trying to roll a cigarette for so goddamn long. He's like, all right, leave me alone every time, and then she keeps messing him up, and I'm like, man, this dude really wants to get high. That's the only thing that'll ease up Roy.
I just want to know who Roy was.
Roy was her husband.
Yeah, I know that, but we find that out later. She doesn't say that.
Yeah, he's just like, lady, I ain't Roy. Stop calling me that. And she's like, oh, Roy.
I just want to know why we keep calling him Roy. Then to find out Roy's an asshole.
Oh.
Well,
Spoiler alert.
He's partial asshole.
I don't know how partial it could be.
I don't know.
He could have just killed her.
He could have. But it
Okay.
was kind of like killing her.
Wait, so what happened?
We'll get to it.
Get to it.
Well, then why are you guys talking about it now? Like,
Because he brought it up.
All right, Alan Rickman gets introduced.
Albert gets introduced.
We-
Do you have any more notes?
Enter Alan Rickman, the boss / landowner, and we're introduced to the gun.
Yeah. Oh, so this is an experiment.
/ professor.
An experimental gun.
Now we know why. Now we know why he's here. Farthest shot in the world, 900 yards.
I thought it was like 1,200.
But he sent him a paper that's at 900.
Yeah, like I want because he was like I want the best long range shooter in the world, and he sends him a 5-inch grouping at 900 yards, which would have been incredibly impressive at the time.
I think it's incredibly impressive now, probably still.
Yeah, I mean it's not
It's still not an easy feat now, but yeah,
Right,
with the,
it's not
but with
something
the
that's
but with the
easily done.
guns back then, especially with an experimental gun with 156 whatever paper and the fucking bullets and the.
That gun made me laugh more than I ever thought I would at a gun.
Do you want me to tell him to stop now? Right about now.
We can move the bucket closer.
It'd be hilarious if he got it that far and he just walked real all the way up to it. He's like, I got it. He just walks.
Tom Selleck runs all the way up there. Kicks the
And
bucket.
he's like, and then runs back.
all the way back.
He runs back and he's like,
I did it!
I told you guys, fastest runner.
Alan Rickman then goes, I wasted so much money.
He's like, I want my 50 coins back.
I'm not buying another boat ticket.
And then Alan Rickman shows everybody how good his skills are.
Oh yeah. He acted like he was like one of the kids. He acted like he was like, I think it was Leo from Django Unchained who just like watched people shoot, but then was like, now look at me, I'm a 6-shooter. Ding,
Yeah.
ding, ding, ding.
Yeah, like his character kind of reminded me of Gene Hackman's character with Russell Crowe in it in the Western movie.
Quick and the Dead.
Yeah, like Gene.
Phew, I didn't know what he was talking about.
You never watched that movie?
I have not.
Oh,
It's quite good. We should
that
do
is
it
a
sometime.
good movie.
It's a Sam Raimi joint.
I know. I got it when on Voodoo when they were doing bundles. That was one I got for the bundle for Voodoo.
It's a good movie. I highly
Three
recommend
movies
it.
for $7. And
But Gene Hackman looks like this guy. Like he walks around with like big peepee energy, and like they were like, oh, this dude isn't that fast, and he's like, phew, he's fucking people up. And so when I saw Alan Rickman fuck those two guys up, like he was quick to the draw. I was like, he reminds me of Gene Hackman. I would love to see him in like a shooter.
Fun trivia about The Quick and the Dead. Because Gene Hackman had the most time between shots, he had the most time to practice, so he actually was the fastest in the cast.
That's funny.
But I think that was different because I feel like Alan Rickman just watched a bunch of movies in my head. Like he acted like a guy who watched a bunch of old westerns and was like, I want to be a cowboy.
He'd read a bunch of stories.
Or read a bunch of stories and like that. He's like, draw, ching, ching.
Gotcha.
So that's why the one annoying kid does almost the same thing. He's like, you gotta keep doing that, and I'm like, I don't think that makes your shooting any better, but okay.
Oh wait, the one kid who was talking about
I have an annoying kid here. The annoying redheaded kid.
Yeah, I hated that
He
kid.
was trying to be fast. Yeah, I mean, practice helps. Makes it faster.
He reminds me
I
of
don't
like
know if that practice would have helped. Would that have worked?
I don't know. I couldn't. Well, I don't remember what he was doing.
that kid kind of reminds me of like just kids nowadays. I sound so old, but it's just like working with like young people who are just like, oh, I deserve to get paid this much, even though like this dude's been doing it longer than I have. Like, why does this guy get so much money? You know what I mean? Like, it's like, oh yeah, I don't want to work to get to that skill level. I just want to be paid because this guy's getting paid that. And I'm like, I hate you, kid. I want you to die.
Cue inspirational long shot music. Because they didn't start playing the music well.
I'm trying to find the music. The music in this movie was very familiar, and I don't think it was.
It sounds a lot like a John Ford Western. I can't put my finger on which one it was.
Yeah, I'm trying to find the.
I want to almost say like
thing.
El Dorado or
If you click on full cast
or the Searchers.
There, the top scroll. That one.
Oh, there it is. That's what I was looking for. I just couldn't remember. I had already gone past it.
Aboriginal.
Aborigine people.
It had that feeling the whole way through it, and I read a review somewhere where it said it wanted to be like a John Ford epic, and it had that feel through it.
It is important to note that this movie came out in 1990.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. This is a 90s Western.
Hence the Selleck.
Well, I thought it would have been maybe in the 80s.
It could have been.
I thought late 80s.
87. It also could have been.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
But
I really enjoyed how you put.
I don't know. I'd have to do some research because westerns were way on the back foot at this point. Although in '91 we get Unforgiven.
What's the budget on this movie?
I'm not. I can tell you in a minute.
Are you still looking for the song?
Yeah, I'm looking for music.
I wonder if it was similar to like a Rooster Cogburn or True Grit.
True Grit? True Grit or True Garrett?
True Grit.
Which one?
There's
the
not
new
True
one?
Garrett. No, he's talking about the old one.
The old one?
Yeah.
The one with what's his face?
John Wayne.
No, not him. The other guy.
That's the new one.
No, that's the old one.
I hate you so much.
Lewis has lost his mind, and we are reaping the benefits.
I mean, everything is.
Now I'm gonna have to go home and break out the John Wayne collection. Thanks a lot, Ken.
Thanks a lot, Ken.
Thanks a lot, Ken.
Ken, thanks a lot.
Thanks a lot.
Ken.
Thanks a lot.
Synopsis. IMDb it. Now.
Robot punches.
Music by.
Ken, he's got the fastest typing keys in the West.
I've seen Ken type. I disagree.
Are you? Oh! What about you? Are you a fast typer?
I don't know what my words per minute are.
Oh, that's a lot of talk.
I saw you just wait.
Yeah, you try to whip out.
laid his balls on the table.
You know what? There's
now,
a challenge.
if I sit down to do
all right,
like an actual words per minute thing where I got to read what I'm supposed to be typing, I'm terrible at it.
Okay.
But just typing in general, it goes quickly.
It goes because you're writing it on your own.
Yes.
You're creating it. You're like some sort of writer, essentially.
$20
when you're
million
writing it on your own.
Yeah, the delete button, the backspace button gets hit a lot. That's what makes it
20
sound
million?
so fast.
$20 million.
What did it gross?
Not 20 million. 21 million.
Wow, $1 million profit. That's good.
No, it's not.
Hey, you made your money back. You used it with a 20 million, and then you make a little bit extra million in your pocket. That's not too bad. You know what I'm saying? Still a couple.
Opening weekend, it made $3 million.
Well, what's that equivalent to now
Back in the 90s?
with inflation?
This year, 2020. That's what it is.
So it's Tenet.
It's like Tenet.
Or is it more like Mulan? No, wait, no.
No, Mulan made $31 million.
But did Tenet make the money that it was it made to produce?
No.
Okay, then. So then
totally
it's not
tuned
that.
out for a minute. How did we get to Tenet?
He's talking about budget-wise.
Well,
did the movie make its
It was
budget back? Mulan didn't make its budget back either.
The problem with Tenet, it's the part where like the aliens come in on the 4th of July.
now he's just making up shit.
I'm gonna go back to tuning things out again.
I'm gonna move on.
Yeah, where the hell are we at?
So the person that wrote the music for Quigley Down Under also wrote the music for such classics as Conan the Barbarian, Conan the Destroyer.
We did one of those.
RoboCop.
The original?
RoboCop in 1987. Lonesome Dove TV miniseries. The Hunt for Red October.
The Hunt.
RoboCop 3.
Harley Davidson and the Marlboro Man.
Rubber crap.
Free Willy.
Hey,
Willy.
you want to know a little fun fact about RoboCop?
What?
Did you know that his suit was so big and clunky that every time, that it was hard for him to sit in the car? So every time there's a scene in RoboCop where he's driving the vehicle, it's just a RoboCop part, and he's just like wearing like shorts.
That would make sense.
I believe that.
Yeah. I can get behind that. But what's the person's name?
That's part of.
So we give them credit.
It's Basil.
Polidorus.
Oh boy. Oh, she passed away. Oh no, it's probably not her, but it's probably he. Yeah, he.
Probably.
He started.
Yes.
She.
Moment of silence for Basil.
She. You mean Basil from Austin Powers?
Alan Rickman plays evil so well. The Aboriginal killer that he is. So then we discover that Alan Rickman would like Quigley to kill all the Aboriginals, pretty much.
And Quigley
Yes.
fucks this dude up.
So Quigley has been brought in to shoot the local indigenous people, and he knocks Rickman right out of his own front door.
Yep, didn't call that.
Not once, but twice.
I'm not gonna let someone kick my ass in my own house.
Nobody makes me bleed my own blood.
I'll handle this.
What are you idiots looking at?
Go handle him.
He just seems like such a horrible boss.
That's what really reminded me. That's what really reminded me of Leo's character from Django and
Yeah.
Is because Leo's like, I'll handle this, and he's like, no, everybody else go. Shoots things up.
What's he doing? He's just sitting there, drinking, with his big old gun.
My favorite's when, before we get in there with them, all of the workers are like, he could eat a meal with them.
Yeah, so he's like, oh, I guess I'd be doing that too if I had that crazy gun.
They're just all pacing around, and I'm like, oh, this is a movie about the other workers turning on him.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, this is how this happens, and then I figured, then it actually changes what?
Rio Grande. That's what that song, the main song,
Can you sing it
is
for us?
similar to. No, because there's no words.
We'll just hum it.
No.
Have I
No, that would be Indiana Jones.
Yeah, so then what's the Rio
Have I
Grande? Is it
Rio Grande?
is that a very iconic song?
Not really.
Insert Rio Grande music here,
Yeah.
Tyler.
It reminded me
Insert
for
15
reasons that I
seconds.
cannot begin to. I was like, "Is this the Bonanza theme?"
Yeah.
Like
well,
it feels like that.
It could also be similar to the Bonanza theme.
how does the Bonanza theme go?
That's just it. I don't know. Like I don't.
It's
That's it?
Yeah.
1950, John Wayne.
I mean, how at what point, how long do we have to let this song play before it gets copyrighted? Before we
It's
get claimed?
15 seconds.
Okay. Well, we'll just add a little remix to it. So just
I'll find it.
I mean,
We'll insert it somewhere.
shout out.
Yes, definitely not that.
All right,
This is the bonanza.
Yeah, but
theme.
Okay, that's the bonanza. All right, can you play us the
But
Rio Grande theme?
But it kind of, like I said, it feels kind of like that.
Yeah.
It's not that, but it feels like that.
I just wanted to be right that I was making
Why
the
couldn't
same
they
song.
play? Why couldn't they play Toto? I come from the land down under. Is that who
Good
sings
question.
That's a great song to play. I come from the land down under. Like you are literally
Just play
in
any,
the
just play any song that
in a
references
different-
Australia.
In a different, there's a parallel timeline where
Maybe it's
That probably
They
could have
did
happened,
that.
yeah. I said, do you
Where this
speak my
movie is-
language? That whole part where he was talking with the Aborigines, they could have played that song and that lyric right there.
Do
Cause,
you speak-
yeah.
And then Chris Tucker
She
comes
just
on
laughed
too?
at me and gave me a whatever sandwich.
Vegemite.
Yeah.
Vegemite.
I'll
Vegemite.
find it because it's not Rio Grande. That was something else.
And that's what she did. She gave him a plate of some random ass bugs. So
I will insert that song here.
yes.
Not that song. I will
No,
find it.
it's this song.
There we go. Most absurd editing ever. Now where was I?
I love our auditorial cues for Tyler to pay attention to.
Do this.
It is editing when he's not falling asleep. Like let's edit.
My personal favorites is when we do them and then he just does the slap and then we're just like, and here. That was great, guys.
All right, so let's keep moving
Yeah,
on.
I'm working on that.
So he gets knocked out by the Aborigines,
Yep, he gets knocked out by
the
him.
butler knocks him out.
and
yeah,
then he
Butler
gets his
in the
ass
pantry.
whooped.
In the
With the
pantry
canoe.
with the canoe.
with the canoe paddle.
Dude, he's got. I'm surprised he hasn't like cracked his head open. Like
You have to
both
be,
times, that's causing some serious head damage. To like throw you off like that, like in the same spot.
He's thick-skulled.
He's
This is where this
American.
movie could have ended
It's
really
a
quick.
movie.
He's a Yank.
It's a movie.
It's a movie. You should listen to your self-talk, Ken.
This is where this movie could have ended really quickly. Alan Rickman shoots Tom Selleck in the face. Credits. Is unconscious in front of him.
And he's technically
Yeah,
a foreigner in a land. Like I doubt that they would know where. You know what I mean? Like
You could have just thrown him out there and just
The
like
coyotes.
the dogs. I can't
The
say the word
coyotes?
right now.
Dingo!
Dingoes.
Dingoes, yes, that's
The
it.
dingoes eat the other dingo. It could have been went as bloody as that scene.
Wait, did they show a dingo getting eaten?
Yeah.
Is that where he's like you have enough
I know you
people to
didn't
keep.
make it near the end of this, so yes, it is at the end. Near the
Oh, did a real dingo die?
end. Yeah. No, they put
doubt
that up.
it.
They put that up first. As the credits roll, it goes, "No animal was harmed during the making of this film."
Oh.
And up comes the credits.
Good job, Tom Selleck. I know you wouldn't do that.
Oh
to
yeah,
us.
no, it says no horses.
No, it said no animals.
No animals.
Yeah,
Okay.
they were specific that it was no animals. Because it was like, because I looked it up on the IMDb that it said in the credit. It's one of its credit things was. For its trivia was it's one of the first movies put in the first credit is no animals were harmed in the making of this movie.
Loosely based on my stories in Nicaragua.
Yes. It also says that too. Loosely based on Lewis's stories in Nicaragua.
Can you write a book about your stories in Nicaragua?
What did you say?
You said it first.
I know I did.
And
I
Nicaragua.
just want a book that says both everyone's spelling of Nicaragua wrong.
Stories of Panama Jack. Nicaragua.
Nicaragua
It's-
wrong.
I know, we're having a hard time with that word.
He's saying it
Nicaragua.
right. He's saying it right. We're terrible.
What
Ken
a tongue
isn't even
twister.
trying.
I can't speak English
Ken knows
normally,
better.
which makes me
in an
feel terrible
unusual
because
turn.
Lewis is good with 2 languages, where I'm still struggling with my native.
Well
Thank you,
done,
sir.
Tom Selleck. Good stab and grab. And
Oh,
grab
yeah.
and shoot mood.
Oh,
Stab and grab.
He lures them back for the gold, kills one,
The other runs off at top speed, which was smart.
Mm-hmm.
In a movie today, he'd have gotten off and been like, "You can't do that to my BLAM!"
That, or I mean, he should have zigzagged. I feel like he should have known.
Well, you can't zigzag with a
Wagon.
Wagon.
Well,
Not really.
but a question is though. Okay, so you saw how long it took him to get ready, and adjust. I guess he already had his sights pre-adjust. I feel like because you have 2 horses now, you have double the horsepower and double the speed to get far
you do
enough.
have double the horsepower, but you're also carrying more than double the weight because there's a wagon.
Oh, okay.
The wagon is the issue with this.
Mm.
If he had cut the horse off, rode on the horse, he might have had a chance.
Yeah, I mean, as far as it goes, he did the right thing.
Yeah.
Taking off at high speed and getting as far away as he could, as fast as he could. That was the smart thing to do.
It took Tom Selleck a minute. Like, it really did. The thing is, it's like, it must have, like, clearly his little adjuster, his little sights or whatever he called it, like, must have been at the perfect spot for him to hit it, or it doesn't matter.
There is some... The
Pay no attention to the piggy behind the curtain.
the sight adjusting in this movie is a little weird, and
The adjustment for wind, where he had to do it the first time.
He lifted up dirt.
When he
The first time, not
the
the
first
second
time,
time.
not the second time. But no, I didn't
No.
see it. No, the second
did.
time. No,
Nope,
the
he
second
just
time.
wiped his eyeball.
He's literally struggling. He's like,
well, that's the real thing. Have you? I don't know, Lewis. You and I are I think the only 2 here that have done any
range shooting.
semi-significant range shooting.
Yeah.
Unless Tyler has some hunting background that I'm unaware of.
A little bit.
I don't shoot things.
Like, I have a 30-30.
I don't think shoot things because I'm lazy.
That, like, I can put a standard range target at 100 yards, and I can't see it well enough to hit it.
Yeah.
I mean, like, I know it's there. I know it should be there, but
That's what I'm saying.
I mean, my eyes aren't awful, but they're not great either. I'll own that. But to be able to hit a guy at 900 yards,
full speed, bro. Full speed.
At speed, like the feats of marksmanship in this movie
It's insane.
Are impossible.
Yeah.
Given presented technology.
We can technically say he was going at minimum of 2 horsepower. Okay.
What?
By the 2 horses. If we take the 2 horses and divide it by the weight,
but he should have at least
subtract 1 wagon.
I'm just saying, like, if he had to account for wind on a stagnant target, which was the bucket, he
Right.
should have accounted for wind on a moving target. You know what I
He
mean?
was just fucking with them.
What if the
with the wind thing?
I
It's
mean,
just like,
also when he did check for wind in the first time, it really looked like he was like,
Yeah, he's just
for
fucking
the
with
scene. He was like, but
he
no,
did it for the
aesthetics.
aesthetics.
what if the bucket or the wagon were carried by swallows?
I don't know. What if?
Well, how fast would it have gone? Would it have been easier to shoot them?
Probably not.
What are?
I mean, they would have not. I mean, unless it was like an entire flock of swallows, they probably weren't. They probably wouldn't
What
have
if
been
they
moving
were
faster.
European swallows?
They probably wouldn't have been faster than than horses running at full speed. Even 2 horses running at full speed,
2 horsepower, baby.
pulling a wagon and one full-grown adult. Man,
I'm really not sure if Ken doesn't realize that we were trying to you really just wanted to do
I
Monty
really,
Python reference.
I really wanted the joke, and I really wanted you to say, "Well, that depends, European or African," and you've let me down, and I don't know if I can ever forgive you.
I'm
I'm sorry, Tyler.
I really thought you were gonna pick up on that.
What's
My heart is broken.
I did.
What's the average speed of a horse?
Fast. Tyler, yell at Google.
And then I guess we should multiply it by 2 for
Google!
horsepower.
What is payday?
Jesus, Hitler.
Okay.
55 miles an hour is top speed for a horse.
Okay, so essentially, 2 horses should be going at 110, right?
That's not how it works.
That's not how that works.
That's not how horses work. if I put two cars attached to each other and then they both go 88 miles an hour, I'm still not traveling through time.
So it does 100.
Horsepower doesn't necessarily always mean more speed.
That's all right, I guess. With your dumb logic, he should have gone double. He should have been going at 110 miles an hour.
No.
This dude should have been going so goddamn
If horse
fast.
A goes 50,
So within
In horse gallop average 25 to 30 mile an hour.
okay.
if
So-
The world record for a horse galloping over a short sprint distance is 55.
if horse A is going at 50 and horse B is now trying to drag horse A
He's not
along
dragging,
at
they're
150 miles an hour, horse A is dragging on the ground.
All right,
Not because he had...
No.
all you homeschooled kids here.
Look,
on
all
the
I'm
internet
saying
do the
is,
math.
look, all right. If 1 + 1
Lewis
is 2,
did the internet school.
if 1
it's
+
not.
1 is 2, then 55 miles an hour plus 55 miles an hour.
Where is your wife?
Should make 110 miles an hour.
Where
These
is your
horses should be.
Horsepower is a unit of work, not a unit of speed.
Horse speed then.
And all that was answered with one can answer.
Well, no,
I want you to
you
go
said with the
home.
gallop speed, it's at 30 miles an hour, right? What was the fastest? What was the
Average.
fastest? What was the fastest?
Gallop averages at 25 to 30.
Uh-huh.
The world record for a horse galloping over a short sprint is 55 miles per hour.
Exactly, 55 miles an hour. You add 2 of those horses together.
I
and
want you
should-
to go home and explain this to your wife.
Liz doesn't need to know about my math, all right? Just know, all right? Let her be, all right? She's pregnant with child.
Maybe if you could. Okay. No, you do the Odin horse, so it's got 8 legs. So it's 2 horses fused together. 2 horses capable
I
of
can
running
see that.
55 miles an hour. All of a sudden, if you fuse them both together, 4 legs, maybe an 8-legged horse could run 110 miles an hour.
That's insane, yeah. I mean, so that means that with
I'm hopping on the Lewis train.
Thank you.
I'm debunking the Lewis train. I googled how fast 2 horses that are pulling a wagon go. They go about 20 miles an hour. So together they would pull about 20 miles.
Okay, well, how fast would it take them to get 900 feet if they go 20 miles an hour?
Yeah, what's 20?
Because
what's 20
we've
miles an
spent
hour
so
in feet
much
per
time-
second?
No.
On these horses.
Because then if they because
The
either
inconsequential thing about this movie will be solved.
all I'm saying is if they go 20 miles an hour, right? Then we got to look at how long it took Tom Selleck to get ready to get his gun ready to shoot these people at that far. Because if not, that dude should have been safe.
For the sake of easy math, 30 feet per second.
30 feet per second.
30 feet per second.
All right. So let's.
So then you take 30.
So
I
30
want no
times
part of
30
this.
times 900
I think it's divided.
divided by 900, which would be
30.
Yeah, 30.
30.
so it would be 30 seconds.
Yeah.
I think it took him longer than 30 seconds. We gotta rewatch this scene and see how long it took him to get himself ready, reload,
Please hold.
get his breath right to get this man.
The
Because
reload was incredibly
still up.
fast.
It is still up.
Don't do it. Don't do it. Let's not.
We
Please.
need
this
to
is
move on.
we'll leave a question out for our fans. But if
In
I'm
the
right,
comments, answer it!
if I'm right, that man should have lived.
I have nothing until they're eating grubs. Do you have stuff?
I don't eat things that move.
Man,
Written down. I don't eat yummy. I don't eat things that move.
I'm worn
They
out.
left him his hat.
They were nice.
You always leave a cowboy his hat.
Yeah, it's only fair.
I was okay. So, can I find it? Am I allowed to find it baffling that the sex-starved, the camp of sex-starved degenerates let a perfectly usable female go
because she was
I
too
feel-
damn
She was
crazy.
crazy. Cora was fucking crazy.
But she was unconscious.
Yeah, but they had
And
morals.
we don't, and I should say, and the bad guys don't care.
Yeah, right. But
I don't understand why. I just
I think it was
I don't
in the script.
understand why she was not tied up and
Yeah, and they
used up for lack of a for a
Tied up and used up.
for a as kind a way to say it as I can come up with.
I mean, yeah, they
To
could
go back to an answer that Ken said this very podcast. It's in the
the
script.
script.
Have I said it's in the script?
Yeah.
I said it was in the
I
movie.
said it was a movie.
Yeah.
But I do have a question. Well, not a question, but a statement. I guess a question and a statement.
Okay, continue.
Which is it?
They had severe dehydration and sunburn. You know what I mean? Like when you saw them collapse, like you saw that, like her titties were burnt. You know what I'm saying? And like his face was peeling.
The thing he took from that.
His face was peeling. Well, dude, it was HD. I was able to really
was
look at the
Blu-ray.
makeup. I was able to look at the makeup. All I'm saying is, like, they should have been severely burned. They shouldn't have been able to put the clothes on because when you get sunburned,
She was
it
like
hurts.
Dr. Pepper can red.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like you're telling me that they were passed out and whatever the magic that brought them back to life cured the sunburn and
I
like
want
the
that
dehydration.
for sunburn relief.
Let's go to the movie that this guy shoots a whole bunch of people with that gun from
Oh my
hundreds
God.
of yards
Uh-huh.
away.
Yeah.
And yet we're sitting here semantic about Aboriginal magic.
It's in the script.
So yeah, I don't understand why
Are we still in the raping of her? What?
they didn't. But also, they sent apparently the guy that had claimed his gun was also
Oh,
in
that
the
was freaking retarded.
was also
That
in
guy.
the send him to. And so because he's got this new gun, he hops off and carries
With
the
the
gun
gun.
to go get the gold, and Quigley stabs him like.
But you think
You would say, no, leave the gun here, you dummy. You don't leave the
They're not smart henchmen.
the super ultra
yeah.
like
Look,
one of a kind
Ken, they
gun.
were exiled for a reason.
But the problem is, it's like
Because they were criminals, not because they were stupid.
you would think that like
If
they
they
would
were
also
smart
like if
criminals,
they
they
were
wouldn't have
bad
been
guys,
caught.
wouldn't you
henchmen.
take like anything like if you're gonna leave them to run on it? Wouldn't you take their shoes? Like wouldn't you do everything in the process so that like they would die?
Right?
Like, why
Like I
wouldn't
said,
you?
They left some hats.
Yeah, they literally didn't even check them at all. Like I would have. The first thing I would have done is
I
I
think
would
their
have.
fear was maybe if they were found by the British police, that
The
they would have
Brits?
came back and came
Yeah.
to Alan Rickman and been upset with him. That's the only thing that I could think of is to be like, they'll leave them intact and hope Australia takes care of them.
You're right, but then at the
Because
same
then they just died of natural
But-
causes.
Right. Although yeah,
But-
they and that I guess that could be another reason why they sent Cora away was they ran off together. Because they ran off together. They had
'Cause
a
they were in
fling.
love.
They were star-crossed lovers.
It was the story they started to feed before
I mean-
they're like, no, it's two dudes.
I'm pretty sure Crazy Cora sounded like she had syphilis because it drives people crazy.
Oh, that was crazy. But that gets you find out why here shortly. Well, right now actually.
You son of a bitch!
She's passed out, and after brief consideration,
Oh, we're still. Oh yeah. we have
Quigley's
research.
going to carry her out, or at least until he passes out and they both die in the morning.
Yeah, he should have left her to die. He had no.
Room service.
Oil.
All right, put it down, Barf.
I'm not carrying this another step. If you want it, you carry it.
We have to comb the desert. We ain't found shit.
I think. Oh no!
Dude,
the
which one?
British major re-enters the scene. He comes bearing dead bodies.
Ooh,
Alan-
my favorite of gifts.
Alan Rickman is so bad at like being oh, did these two people run away? Like, did they get lost? And he's like, nah, man, it's two dead
One got
guys.
two
stabbed and one
dudes.
got shot.
Yeah, and I guess there's a guy and a girl. Yeah, like his face of being like, oh, yeah, we'll take care of it. Like you wouldn't have been like, yeah, you sound
Hans
real
Gruber,
suspicious,
man.
yeah.
Hans Gruber sounds fine.
They've been found by some locals. They're being carried away, being shown kindness, and to be nursed back to health.
Yep, and that's where we get the grub scene.
Yes.
Slimy yet satisfying.
Now, mind you, there was one on that plate that was not moving because the one lady bites half of it and leaves it there.
Yeah.
So I said, hey, that one's not moving.
Let me eat that one.
Why don't you eat that one?
That
No, Tom Selleck
Grabs
is like,
the
I'm
biggest
grabbing
one."
the biggest one
Because he's a man!
because he's Tom Selleck.
Now we get Cora's backstory.
Now we get Cora's backstory.
Did she smother her baby?
Yes.
Yes.
She killed that crying son of a gun.
She
Because
smothered
of the Indians, right? The Indians?
Yes.
Yes, they were coming. She smothered it and the baby was making noise, so she was trying to get the baby to stop making noise.
That's so sad.
And then her husband puts her on a boat and sends her away.
The first boat heading to Australia.
Yep.
I mean, but like, if you love your wife and you don't know, you know what I mean? Like, I feel like if I was a husband, I'd probably do that.
Just send him on a boat.
Yeah, I mean, like, be like, yeah, I don't want you to go to jail, but I don't really.
I don't know about jail, but it was like it was hard. Like it was easy to understand why she did it too.
Yeah.
But
She was crazy.
There was no real answer because if the Indians had found him, they'd both be
Dead.
dead. So
Right. So, and she was not.
it's not like she did it maliciously.
Right.
It was,
She wasn't trying to
smother the baby.
smother the child. She was just trying to keep the child quiet,
Yeah.
and in so doing,
Because infants can't breathe through their nose holes yet. You didn't know that?
The amount of infants that we have has told this to us. We didn't read the What to Expect When Expecting books yet.
Oh.
Lewis should be reading those.
I guess that helps that I had two little brothers that were...
I'm reading one.
Yeah, they can only breathe through their mouth for a good while. So
What, babies or people?
Babies. Some people.
That's me.
I wasn't going to point anybody out here at the table, Elisha.
I will.
and somewhere along the line, she went crazy.
Yep.
She went cuckoo for
And
Cocoa
it's
Puffs.
unclear what exactly caused her brain to fracture a little bit.
It was probably,
I should say
from
caused
my
her mind to
understanding,
fracture a
was
little bit.
the fact that he didn't care at all about her. Like, he took like the.
Well, there was.
What was led to me to believe was it was the baby plus his lack of care about either.
Well, no, he cared about.
He cared about the
He cared
son,
about the
yeah.
baby because he said, "I can't be with a woman who would put her own life before
my child."
Like it's the
yeah.
only words he said. You know, she's like, "Yeah, they buried the baby. He buried the baby. He took me, took me in a boat to Galveston or whatever, or not on a boat, on a wagon to Galveston. Never said a word, and the only thing he said was." And then they get to and he's like, the only thing he said is, I could never be with a woman who put her own life before that of my son or her son or something like that.
I think it was my son
And-
because he doesn't reference her.
And
I
walks
just imagine it in
away.
the Clint
Yeah.
Eastwood voice.
And then it was I think it was
never
her
looks back.
him not turning back. Then it snapped something. Like the last.
I mean,
the last
realistically,
thread there.
it's the whole
yeah, it's the
series
whole
of
kick and whittle
dominoes.
of things, but it
But-
might like her sanity might have been saved if he had if he cared a little bit.
Maybe.
But it's hard to judge. It's a movie.
Good debate, guys. I'll take that into consideration. 2 points to Gryffindor.
Sweet.
Tom Selleck to the rescue, shooting
I'm
those
winning.
bastards. Oh, I don't know what. I
A Hufflepuff.
I was just going to say, you look like a Hufflepuff.
I don't know what any of that means, but sure.
Hufflepuffs are creative.
That's good.
I-
I don't care.
Until I took the official test and was officially sorted into Gryffindor,
Okay.
I totally owned being a Hufflepuff. Like, I was like, yep.
Ooh,
I'm a
where do I
Hufflepuff.
take this test?
In Pottermore.
I'm definitely not a
What-
Ravenclaw.
what?
Pottermore is the
It's
is
the virtual school.
The official Harry Potter fan site.
Just log on, you
And-
give them $200,000, and then
Yeah.
you're officially a wizard.
Wait,
Yeah.
do I got to give him money?
No,
Oh, okay.
No,
I'm going
but
to do it right now.
my spirit animal's that horse. That's what my
your Patronus is a
yes,
horse.
yeah, my Patronus
Phone
is a
better
horse.
not make noise.
My Patronus is a horse.
Pottermore, not Pootermore.
And then I go to
else.
the American version of Hogwarts. because I did the Western one too.
Okay.
And I think I'm definitely not a Ravenclaw because
To
I'm
do
not
random
smart.
game news, there is now a
Harry Potter open world.
Yeah, open world game coming. to
Yeah.
PlayStation
Yeah,
5.
that's been speculating for
Yeah.
forever.
Dun, dun, dun,
But it's nice that they re-announced it and they, if we have more details.
It
on
looks good. It looks
I
like
don't
you
know.
can. It sounds like you can pick
I
between good
tuned
and
out
evil.
when I saw Harry Potter come up. I went, oh, it's a Fantastic Beasts game, and then I stopped paying attention. But Tom Selleck comes to the rescue, shooting all the bad guys that are pushing the Aborigines.
Yes.
He's eventually got to run out of bullets at some point.
Oh, not the pushed Aborigines. This is
Yeah,
Tom
this
Selleck.
was-
Tom Selleck saves
They
that family of them.
Well, yeah, they were.
that
This
group
was
of
not the. This was not the time that they were driving them off a cliff.
No, that
This
was the time when she chased them down because the ones that helped them were leaving.
Oh, that's
it.
right.
That's that
That's
time.
right.
And
And
then
the
she
reason why
runs
they
in,
were
she
leaving
runs,
is because
yeah.
these guys were coming in.
Yeah.
Poor girl.
And then she runs after them. Crazy
And almost
Cora,
gets
and almost gets
run
shot.
down.
Yeah. And now here's my favorite note that I have is quote from Tyler. PlayStation, please. Tom Selleck is about to get some.
What? Yeah, what happened?
The battery died on the game controller, so it came up. The game controller disconnected and made a loud noise. And he went, PlayStation, be quiet. Tom Selleck is about to get some.
But he's not going to sleep with her until he's sure she's not crazy.
I have way to kill that boner lady by saying Roy.
Roy's our boy.
Come on, Roy.
Roy's our boy.
Come on, Roy. Ugh, come on. Harry Potter, I mean, Quigley is starting to annoy me.
Yeah, that was a joke. Harry Potter.
Harry Potter, I mean, Quigley is starting to annoy me.
Because Alan Rickman was
Yeah.
Snape. Okay, I get it.
Because we cut back to him who's killing more of his people.
Right. Right. And he's putting at this point, Marston puts a bounty on Quigley.
Yeah. The we are lost back and forth is hilarious. I love that.
Yeah, that was weird.
Roy, are we lost? You can say if
I
we're
won't
lost.
mind if we're lost. He's like, yep,
We're-
we're lost.
yep, we're 100%
Yep, I have
lost.
no idea where we are.
I have absolutely no idea where we are. Oh, come on. You can be honest with me. You can tell me we're lost. I completely have no idea where I am. Oh, come on, Roy.
We could be going in circles.
Could be going in circles. All right. I know where I'm going. Oh, that's not great, Roy. Now I'm on the cliff one. Do you have anything else before the cliff?
Nope. I
All
said
right.
they find their way to more bad guys driving Aborigines off a cliff.
These people are sick. They push people off a cliff. Sick people. And then I have Tom Selleck catches a guy, and that dude flew back when he was like, because he was really close to him. And Tom Selleck whips a big gun, shoots him, and I'm like, whoa! And I was like, oh my god, I love this gun.
It's not how guns work, but it's fun.
Oh, but
anyway.
it was hilarious. I don't care. Selleck has an Insta family now because he gets the baby and he
Yeah,
has
I was
the
gonna
lady.
say one bad guy survived and was wounded. Quigley gets them to tell them where they need to go. Yeah, and
Where there's a town.
and Cora finds a baby among the corpses.
Oh my goodness, this sounds like it's a little bit more intense and like kind of like a Western version of The Last Samurai.
I don't remember
I mean-
him adopting a child in the last.
Yeah, but
there being
he
a family
learns
in
from
the
their
last.
culture and like he does become part of their
Yeah,
family.
no, this
and,
is not.
No, he helps
This
to
is not
defend the
that.
culture. He doesn't like become a part of their culture.
no, because
Yeah,
like I said, I didn't. I have to
he likes the people because they're nice to
Yeah.
him.
because the last scene I saw was after he saves Crazy Cora from them coming in, and like you find out that they just killed the little girl that she liked or whatever,
Yeah.
you know, and that's the last thing I seen from the movie. So everything else I can't put my 2 cents in
Yeah.
because I don't know.
That was the most that they had involved with the tribe
Okay.
was at that point because they spent all that time healing and getting better and
Yeah, and there's a sequence where like they're like doing stuff together. They're teaching each other stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, remember because he was digging the water, and they're like, yeah, and then after that, that's when they came in and attacked the village, and he saved them,
yeah.
and that's all that I remember.
Yeah, then the rest of the time is just him stumbling upon the bad guys hurting the Aborigines.
Oh,
Yeah, because
okay.
they're still trying to find their way to civilization so they can,
Go
get
to
out
the
of there.
Proper authorities.
Well,
I don't know if they're trying to get to the proper authorities, but they at the very least want to get to civilization.
What are you?
the
Please let
sorting
me
hat is ready to make its decision.
You're a Hufflepuff.
Sweet, do it.
Oh, I went to Gryffindor.
Probably the bottom end. Out of the graduating class of 150, you were number 152.
Don't worry, Tyler. We have a room for you. It's in the toilets.
That was rude.
It's in the loo.
That was rude.
Harry Potter.
Mr. Hufflepuff.
I don't know what I am. Give me the phone. Do I have to hit a button?
You have to
take the
sign
test.
up and
Yeah,
do the
the
test.
Oh, forget that noise.
Yeah, it's too much work for you.
I don't care.
That's why you're a Hufflepuff.
No, it's because I don't give a shit.
Listen, do you speak a man?
Now we get a riding montage. And then he goes, because he leaves the girl and the baby behind in the cave, and then Tyler has the world's grandest question when he arrives at the town.
Where did he get his coat from?
Where did Tom Selleck get the coat?
He did not have a coat.
Hmm.
And all of a
skinned a
sudden he's in
kangaroo.
town, and he has a coat.
He skinned a
From the-
kangaroo.
From the people, it came with the horse.
Yeah, he killed the
That's
people.
the only thing I could think
It
of
came
is
with
it
the
had to
horse.
have come with the horse.
Well,
I said it came with the
in the
horse, or he took
saddlebags.
it off one of the people he shot after the fact.
Yeah.
Except, I feel like he was so much bigger than most of them. Like, could he really fit that coat?
Uh,
You know what I mean? Where they were like,
Can you
"Ah, let's
imagine how big that coat was?
No.
It had to be huge.
Why?
Because Tom Selleck's a mountain of a man.
That's what I'm saying. So, like, was that guy wearing, like, a coat that was way bigger than him, being like, I hope no one kills me. I'm gonna
He
grow
looked
into
like-
this one day.
You know, like when little kids put like daddy's shirt on, and they walk around and they're like the sleeves of it are all flopped over their hands,
Yes.
and it's dragging behind them. Yeah, that's what it probably looked like on that dude. But it fit Tom Selleck just nicely.
What nice town folk. And we find out the legend of the spirit warrior.
I was worried that he was going to roll into town, but the news of the bounty had already gotten there ahead of him, and he wouldn't get any help, and somebody would try and betray him. But no, he meets this lovely family who take him in and feed him, and the old man is gonna, or the father of the family is gonna make him some bullets, and it's all very good. And they give him supplies. They give him condensed milk for the baby.
He helps to make bullets.
It's very good.
The dingo is literally going to try to eat her baby.
This happened before the actual dingo ate my baby thing.
Yeah.
Dingoes are descending on Cora and the baby.
Which I learned from a friend I played some games with that lived in Australia. Apparently, it was like a very dramatic thing in Australia.
What, for dingoes to eat babies?
No, that lady said a dingo ate my baby because she actually killed the baby, and it was like a dramatic thing in Australia.
Yeah.
They don't find it as funny as everybody else does.
Really? Because
Oh, she killed the baby, but she blamed it on the dingoes.
She blames it on dingoes.
Yes.
oh,
Yeah.
So the Australian people don't like that.
They don't
No,
like
so
that.
if
They
you
don't like
walk
how
out-
it became a joke that dingoes ate my baby.
Yeah, if you go in Australia, you'd be like, a dingo ate my baby.
You're going to get punched in your dingo face.
You're definitely a Sheila.
Tom Selleck is 6'4".
God damn, what a mountain of a man.
And then Tom Selleck gets discovered, and then I have written down, his biscuits are burning. Fire in the hole.
Yeah, that happened a couple times in that sequence.
Because it was on
My
fire.
biscuits are burning.
Yeah.
Because the house is on fire, and everyone's like, he's dead. And then he just pops up and shoots like two of them. That's a good scene too.
Oh, yeah, he drops the chimney pipe on the one guy's head.
Yeah, I thought that was clever. And that guy
Aha! Take that!
he pops up out of the ground and just pops two of them in the face. He goes, hey, how you doing?
Oh yeah, because he's under. Yeah, because he goes under the culvert.
By the way, those guys went to Stormtrooper Academy because Tom Selleck should have died right then.
Yeah, Tom Selleck should have been. They should have been much.
He
better
was an
cops.
easy target.
Yeah.
He had nowhere to move.
Well, see, I think you could make the or not necessarily make the argument, but theorize that these guys operated on the quantity not quality, came from the quantity not quality school of shooting,
/ AKA the Stormtrooper Academy.
AKA the potentially the Stormtrooper Academy. That would be one way to look at it.
Or the Starship Trooper Academy. Just throw a whole bunch of people on the bugs.
Well,
maybe that'll work. It is more Stormtrooper. I just really wanted to say Starship Troopers.
Okay.
I was agreeing. I just really wanted to talk about Starship Troopers.
Yeah, so like it's one of those things where you try and go bangity 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 bangity. And
I try to go bangity 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 bangity.
And in so doing, you
chickadee chicken, the Chinese chicken.
You don't actually hit anything.
I grabbed her drumstick and I started kicking.
Watching X-Files with the lights on. Keanu Reeves is on.
You guys know more lyrics to that song than I do.
I know more.
I can't
but
understand.
I don't want to seem sad.
Bro, it's Smash Mouth, baby. They made Shrek.
That's not Smash Mouth.
No.
Oh. Damn. I was so off.
I would not quote Smash Mouth.
Who is that?
I don't know.
I have to go to Digimon soundtrack.
What's the song called?
The Chinese chicken? I don't know.
Chickadee chicken, the Chinese chicken. Yeah, that's not. Hey, now you're an all-star by Smash Mouth?
No.
1 Week by the Bare Naked Ladies.
Oh. One week since you looked at me. I'm hungry. Oh, sorry. All right.
Go back and see me. Pounce. 3 days to live in Pounce.
All right.
Not the nice lady.
Yeah, that's I have
Mama's dead.
I have. Yeah, where did my note go?
I told you it's because you ate that nasty ass, whatever the dog food. You ate the dog food.
Nah, bro, I ate too much. I had a Big Mac and a lot of shit.
No, not the nice old lady. That's not okay.
Yeah, it was not okay. I was upset.
To kill old ladies.
And the husband and the son are both there mourning, and they weep, and breaks your heart. It's heartbreaking.
And then Tom Selleck just like grabs the dude like mid-horse and just chucks him on the ground, pretty much is like, no, I'm gonna keep you alive.
Now Quigley is done pulling punches.
I'm coming for you.
I'm coming for you.
I'm coming for you. Then he goes back and picks up the baby and the lady.
Drops him off.
And drops him off.
You live here now.
The baby goes back with the Aborigines.
Goodbye, baby.
Cora, in the dingo fight, we didn't mention that, she almost does the same thing to keep the dingoes away from the baby, but then braves up and just starts making more noise and shoots a whole bunch of dingoes, and that's where the bloodiest scene in the movie happens, when the dingo eats the other dingo.
Yeah, because she wounds one.
Yeah.
And the other dingo, the rest of the dingoes fall on the one that she wounded.
Yeah. But she's like, cry, we'll get them all in here, and shoots like 4 of them.
Yeah, and he returns and sees all this, sees the blood and all this
carnage. Massacre!
And so he's not sure if everybody's okay.
Neither is the audience.
Right, yeah, because it cut away, like, as the second wave as the second wave of dingoes is coming in.
Dingoes?
I'm taking my shirt off!
It's been
1 week
since you took your shirt off.
Dear heaven.
Lasha's just staring at me as I'm taking my hoodie off.
That's because you're doing it like so slow. You're like,
well, I didn't want to make a bunch of noise and smack
like,
loose with my
happening?
sleeves, so I was trying to just be like calm about it. And he stared at me creepy, so I'm like, well, I'm gonna do a creepy thing back.
And now we're at the final battle sequence because he has left the lady.
They make it back to town.
Oh yeah.
And she gives the baby back to
the
Aborigines, which was something that we weren't sure was going to happen.
But she hands them over.
Because she's, because we did, as we discussed, she had lost a son, and so this child she had found in a corpse pile, and It was
Corpse.
surprising that it had survived.
The
And
pile of
she-
dead bodies softened its blow.
She sort of adopted it, and because we're not sure if it's a boy
That
or
was
a girl,
dramatic,
it's
by the way.
unclear.
The pushing them off the cliff to create the corpse pile.
How far are we going back? Alright, yes, go on.
We didn't talk about it.
Yes, we did!
Or was that when I tuned out?
Probably.
Oh, yeah. I just remember that being dramatic, and I looked at Elisha. I was like, "Oh my god!"
Yeah, it's awful. You're right.
Are you
It
still
was an awful
processing that?
sequence.
No, I think like there was something that made me tune out at a point, and I must have missed that part. I'm sorry. We may proceed.
Proceed.
But then he leaves the lady also.
Yeah. Quigley has settled things with the baby.
Crazy
Cora
Cora.
is safe. He's going for revenge.
Yep.
He said his goodbyes. He's not planning to come back. Implication: he's going to die, or he won't be successful? Question mark.
I had implications he was going to die.
I thought for sure he was going to die
I think
because
he
you've
thought- I think
got
he thought he
people
knew.
with pistols versus guy with rifle. One of those things is better short range than the other.
There is absolutely at the beginning of that movie, the first time when he kicks Alan Rickman out of the house, and he's there, he knocks the table over, and
Yeah,
he's
I
getting
was
ready to make a stand. I'm like,
I don't know if you know how pistols work, pal.
bro, like you can absolutely get
In
you get
revolvers.
overwhelmed in
Seconds.
4 guys tops, you know, because like it's unclear if his rifle is a repeater or not.
Yeah, because at times it
Sometimes
repeats.
it seems like it is.
Sometimes it doesn't.
And sometimes right. Sometimes it seems like it is. Like he never shoots really fast. But it doesn't seem like he opens the breech and then puts a few rounds in and then shuts and is able to run. And I don't know enough about the Sharps rifle, this particular version of the Sharps rifle that he's using, to know if it's a repeater or not. He doesn't say that it's a repeater, so I assume that it is not, but that just makes it all the more likely that he would keep a 6-shooter handy. It's a little bit preposterous that
No, he doesn't use those guns.
he can get by as violent a lifestyle as it seems that he leads with
Maybe he fought the
just
Swindler.
the rifle, but
A Sharps rifle is a series of large bore single shot rifles.
okay, so single shot.
So, yep. I don't know how you would modify that to make it a repeater.
You couldn't.
You don't. So,
Well, not easily. You could theoretically make it take a stripper clip,
It's not
but-
not a gun. That's what it is.
but it would
it's like not Stormbreaker.
take
in 1884 and
in-
ceasing production in 1881. So,
an incredible amount of
unlikely, debunked.
modification.
You're a crazy man, Selleck. You're a crazy man.
But now he sends a note that says if anybody wants to go, they can go before dawn. And then Alan Rickman's response is nobody sleeps because he's going to attack.
Yes.
I'm like, sounds smart. Nobody sleeps.
The siege has begun. Quigley has drawn first blood. He is slowly going to take them out. And Marston has kept the enemy up all night, sleeping from sleeping. They're going to be tired.
It's going to be a long
Get
day.
on your feet.
And he kills most of them with that rifle.
There is an element of, wait, how many people are in Marston's employment?
With the final
Like, how
fight.
many henchmen does he have? Because some of the time these movies, it feels like they have 100 henchmen totally willing to die for a paycheck.
How much money is he paying them? How much money does he have?
8 golden doubloons.
They reference it in the final fight how much they get if they kill Quigley, and it was
like
It's like-
200.
it was like I think it was like 200 some gold, and I think some guy asked for it, and he sold him to put on his clothes and pretend to be him on the porch.
and then he took them back.
then he got shot.
Later, yeah.
Well, he's not getting paid.
So I think it was a large amount of money for them to debatably try to be killed. Then I have the hell. The shithead kid shot Quigley. The hell.
I told you
Yes,
it was going to be
man,
the kid.
right out
Of course,
to
we
you
all
do.
knew it was going to be the kid.
Well, he's not shot any of them yet, as they're riding straight out from the, like 3 of the guys ride straight out, and then the kid goes.
The kid goes a different way.
Goes off a different way, and this is the first tactically smart thing the bad guys do.
Yeah.
The entire movie, they, so like the 3 guys are coming up the one side and
I don't even think it was
zeroing
planned.
in
I
on-
think Dum Dum just decided to go that way.
No, that was planned.
Oh, didn't seem like it.
Well, no, because at one point they tell the kid, "Yeah, you go do that way, you go that way," and we like it's not expressly said, "Kid, you go that way and we'll go this way." It's you know what to do, or something along those lines. And they go, and the kid goes, and like I said, the kid gets the drop on Quigley.
To the video.
My leg!
My leg, Selleck.
Shoots him in the leg, not in the chest, not in the face.
He should have went for the head.
Should have went for the head.
Thor tells it all. Then we've dragged Selleck back instead of shooting him.
And there's a chase, and I don't quite understand why the bad guys aren't shooting at Quigley while Quigley's leading them on a merry chase. Like there's no reason to not be shooting at Quigley because you're gonna kill him anyway.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not like they're ducking and dodging and zipping and juking and you can't horses are only so maneuverable at speed.
Yeah.
So they're
not really good at the sidestepping kind of thing.
Right. I mean, and don't get me wrong. Like the terrain is uneven, so maybe they can't be. But the one guy has a rifle, and I understand why the guy with the rifle isn't shooting, because that's a big, awkward, clunky thing. And if you're having to hang on,
John
for
Wayne
dear
didn't
life,
have a problem shooting a rifle.
Mm-hmm.
John Wayne was also not riding over terrain that was this uneven.
I watched him
Hello
in
there,
Rooster Cogburn
Pilgrim.
spin that rifle,
It's
reload
me,
it,
John
and
Wayne.
shoot at Ned Peppers.
Pepper.
Was he riding up and down hills doing it?
Tomatoes.
It was rough terrain.
This is
Cucumbers.
now saying words while scrolling through Reddit.
You're right.
But I'm not. It's a little bit apples and oranges, Tyler. I'm not trying to downplay the heroic feats and efforts and
I
skills.
like to think of them as players.
That's fine. You can think of them as pairs. That's fine.
Players.
What are players?
Part plum, part pear.
Ooh.
Can you do
Is that
that?
a thing?
They make hybrid food.
What monster have you created?
I don't know if that's one of them.
Well,
I've
I
had
like pluots. Pluots are delicious.
What is that?
Plum apricots.
Oh, those are good. Yeah, they are. They're
I love-
fire.
I love
Bobby Boucher.
I love apricot in my coffee.
You know what I would like to try though? Those grapes that taste like grape soda. They make grapes that taste like grape soda and cotton candy.
So it tastes like grapes.
That sounds disgusting.
They
I don't
make
wanna ever do it.
grapples,
Grapples.
which are
Yeah.
grape apples, but how they do that is they soak the apples in grape flavoring.
I was gonna say, I was like, how does that work?
Oh.
It's a
Or do
monster
they have? Or
hybrid.
do they
I
have?
had to look it up because I was
Have
like,
you tried
that
it?
doesn't make sense. No, I have not.
Have you ever tried this fruit? It's a half dragon, half fruit. Dragon fruit.
Half dragon.
I love dragon fruit. I love dragon
You
fruit.
can actually die if you have too much of it, or is it passion fruit? I think it's passion fruit. It lowers like
My next note is
your blood pressure.
the last 2 scenes in the movie.
All right.
Quigley's been wounded, is being dragged back to the compound. The time for the final confrontation. Oh, and now I have. We're about to learn that Quigley is also a quick draw master.
Yep, I said, don't you feel real stupid, Alan Rickman?
Oh, is that why he was so subtle?
he doesn't use pistols because
he's
so
too good?
with the pistols.
Oh.
Well, he said I never had my his like not final line, but his final line
To Alan Rickman.
as Alan Rickman is laying there dying. He's like,
I said I didn't have much use for one. Not that I didn't know how to. I never said I didn't know how to use one.
That's also. I
So he
think
shoots all three before.
Yeah, and there again, that's a sort of impossibly fast.
he
shot,
sounds like
but-
he's like the Rock from The Rundown, where like he gets
Yes,
the shotgun.
yes, very, very similar. Very, very similar. It's
like
I
I'm
don't
too
like
good
guns
because I'm too good with them.
because I don't like what I do with guns when I have one in my hand. Yeah,
I've got the cheat code.
it's a little bit like that.
Cheat code.
You guys really don't want me to use this gun right now.
Then the British Army shows up, and Quigley gets ready for a last stand. Picks up one of the pistols and puts it in his pocket.
Yeah, oh yeah, he's loading up. He's like, oh
loading
no,
up.
the British are gonna
The British are coming!
The
The British are coming!
The British are gonna come and gonna wreck my face. He puts guns not everywhere, but he picks up like 2 or 3.
Did he have a
pistols.
hooker gun though?
No hooker gun.
And then the army surrounds him, and they're like, "We have to take you in." He's like, "I'm not gonna get hung." And then they're like, "Well, we could just shoot you right here." So they all lift up their guns to shoot him. And then out of nowhere, out of the mist,
Crazy Cora.
becomes
Oh no,
Comes-
the Aborigines.
comes thousands of Aborigines that circle the entire compound.
They must have been hidden somewhere because you can't just
Well, they do then just vanish all of a sudden, which was the
like
weirdest
how
thing.
do they were probably ghosts. It's the magic.
And then my
It could've been.
response
Boogie,
was,
boogie, boogie.
"I think my army is bigger than yours," aka we have a Hulk.
We have a Hulk.
She gave me a bite and gave me a taste
And
of a
then-
manwich.
The last part of the movie, unless you have notes for after that.
British arriving a pinch late, maybe? Question mark. On purpose, maybe? Question mark. I'm anticipating this not going the way that Quigley seems to be thinking it's going to go. Because I was thinking, like, Quigley is, as we said, is preparing for a battle. But I was thinking that maybe
The British were there to
would
help.
roll in and be like, "Oh, good, finally, thanks, bye." But that's not how it goes. They're like, "No, we can totally arrest you and hang you because you've killed a bunch of
You've
people."
got them Yankee. You
Pretty much.
Yanks.
And the fact that he pissed off the major at the beginning of the movie doesn't do him any favors.
What
in
is
this
he? Because he
instance.
calls him like lieutenant, right? And he's like major.
Major.
Well, that was a
But-
potentially honest mistake.
Tom.
But I have a
To
question.
ground
Though.
control.
But then he tells him that we kicked all the unwanted people out of our country
Yeah.
back to Britain.
Yeah. But I just think when Alan Rickman talked about these Aborigines people being like, yo, they're so uncivilized, all this and that, I'm like, well, I mean, they're able to survive out here in the desert, no problem. You know what I mean? Like, these guys clearly have to be some sort of...
Well, he meant they're not British. They don't act like they don't want to build huts. They
And
don't
they-
want money. They don't
Right.
want. They don't want to
Right,
dress like us.
They can't be bought.
They're different.
Yeah.
So instead, they don't care about their land. So he'll just throw them off their land, take their land.
Yeah.
And it's his land. That's probably why he has so much land.
Mm,
Is because he's just like, nope.
the white
This is
man.
all my land. Yeah.
Just come and take everything.
Yeah, no, I have one final note.
You can say your final note. I have no notes. But I was just going to tell the end of the movie.
The days before IDs when you could just tell someone you were somebody else, and the guy with the gun holding the papers to selling the tickets would believe you.
Yep.
Because he goes to buy a ticket
To
for
America.
a boat back to America, and
The ticket guy.
there's a wanted poster, Matthew Quigley wanted poster there, and he's an American, he's a big American guy, sort of loosely meets the fits the description, and so he's got a gun laying there, he's got a gun there, so he picks the gun up and is holding it, has it trained on Quigley from behind the counter, so Quigley doesn't necessarily know what's going on, and he asks Quigley what's his name. It's like Roy Cobb.
Because the lady came back. Because
Yes.
Crazy Cora came
Yeah,
back.
'cause
Also, I
Cora-
like to believe that he heard the click.
That
Yes.
probably happened too.
Yes,
It's probably a bit of both.
there is a click, and there is a subtle shift in in Quigley's demeanor. It's a little bit ambiguous, but the implication I feel is that he heard the click. Whether or not that made him choose to give him a different name, hard to tell.
Now, remember you said that that you wouldn't sleep with me until I knew who you were.
Oh yeah, I have a few things to say to you. I have a few things to say to you too. Calling back to that conversation, which we didn't talk about at all, but
Matthew Quigley.
Tom Selleck's getting laid tonight.
He's having a nice 3-month boat ride there.
Did you say boat ride or bump ride?
A bit of both.
yes.
Boat and bump ride.
Well, no, a bit of both. So, robot punches?
Sure.
Sure.
Anyone enthusiastic about
Tyler,
Yay.
you want to start it off?
Yeah, Taylor, this is your pick. You can go first.
I'm gonna give it 4.
Ooh.
As Ken knows, I enjoy westerns.
We have that in common.
But I have to say, very good, very well done, very westerny, a little 90s-y, but
It's fair. It's like it's not exceptionally 90s-y.
but I will give it a 4.
Okay.
3.5. It was a lot of fun. I enjoyed it. It was good. It was better than your other Western movie.
Ridiculous 6 is a classic, Elijah.
Yeah, mute him.
Oh my goodness.
If you like the ridiculous six, you'll
Silverado
watch.
came out Silverado, which came out in 1985, is a more 90s western than Quigley Down Under, which came out in 1990.
I didn't
For
watch-
the record, everyone.
I did not watch Silverado.
I am surprised that it came out, although I shouldn't have known because there's a very young Kevin Costner in that movie.
Kevin Costner.
It's
Kevin Costner turned into
I'll have
Sean
to, I'll have to
Connery.
pick it at some point.
Ah,
We need to
shit, Kevin Spacey.
sure.
Run, young man.
But yeah, Silverado is a more 90s western from the 80s than this movie is. It's a lighter, more actiony, more rompy western than Quigley Down Under. Quigley Down Under is a more serious, more like traditional classic western in the vein of the John Wayne westerns of the 50s and 60s, even more so than the Clint Eastwood westerns of the 70s. Which, and it's like the Clint Eastwood westerns, the spaghetti westerns are a different.
They're a different breed.
Kettle of fish, yes.
Yeah, that's a different breed. You're
Yeah, and Silverado comes more from the Good, the Bad, and the Ugly school than the Comancheros, Rio Bravo, Rio Grande school of western.
Yeah, Tyler. If you like,
In short, you failed.
what's that movie
No,
you said again? You like the?
Not at
What
all.
about you said you like the ridiculous 6?
I do like the ridiculous.
Then you'll like the sensual 7.
Are they all
Porn
women?
version.
That's you just gotta watch it on on an adult site.
That would be the sensual
Watch it on
69.
yeah.
No, that would be the ridiculous 69. Maybe the sensual 7 is the sequel to the ridiculous 69.
Wow, they really went down. They were like, we had 69 people. A lot of people got cut for this movie.
A lot of
Budget
hypergonosyphilites
got
happen.
cut. The orgy scene was too hard to keep track of in the ridiculous
Too
69.
many.
Mess everywhere.
Don't know where to go.
The cleanup was terrible.
We didn't know which body started and where it ended.
It's like human
The
centipede.
centipede, just
porn.
69 people. Ah. God.
The smell.
Ken?
I am of two minds, so I think I'm going to split the difference and go 3.75. I think this is a good western that does a good job of being in line with like I said, the classic westerns, but in so doing it's a little slow. It's Alan Rickman is great. Tom Selleck is great. We haven't really talked much about the performances in this movie.
Yeah, I don't think anyone had a bad performance.
But
the Aborigines people were really
Alan
unbelievable.
Rickman is
They were really...
is in his.
They were shit actors. Sound like they're speaking
I don't
gibberish.
want to say his most Hans Grubery, but he's because this is after he was Hans Gruber, but this is in that vein. He's not given as much to do in this movie, so he's not like Hans Gruber is still a better performance, a better character than he is in this, but he does a good job in this with what he's given to do. Tom Selleck is absolutely the star of this movie. Yeah.
Nice.
So, yeah, 3.75.
Luis?
I mean, I give this movie, from what I watched, a 3.5. It was good. I liked Tom Selleck a lot. I also liked Maya from Just Shoot Me. She was really awesome. It was cool to see Alan Rickman. But what would have made this movie a 4.5 is if they would have played I Come From a Land Down Under. Because, god damn it, alright, it's a song about Australia. That song definitely came out around that time. And it just would have been perfect in some of these scenes.
It would have been available. I think that's an 80s song. So
Yeah.
Like why wouldn't they? It's a perfect song. If they would have done that, I would have given it a whole point up. So
Music's got to fit the bill, though.
it would have.
1981. Wow.
Yeah. Oh, they had plenty of time.
Wow.
These
I didn't
sons of-
realize it was that old.
These sons of bitches had plenty of time. They had no problem showing Aborigine titties, but they couldn't play a song about Australia. And it would have been nice to have a Crocodile D reference.
Now that was 90s.
Like right in the 90s? Like 90? Like
What was-
Crocodile Dundee.
What? Oh yeah.
91?
I'm pretty sure it came out after this movie.
Yeah, I feel
Oh
like that
yeah,
was, I feel
for
like
sure.
He's looking it up.
Can't reference the future if you don't know.
motherfucker.
Yes, I
The
can.
Crown, yeah, that's what we wanted to look up. Thanks, computer. Yeah, that's
I
not how
can't
you
spell crocodile apparently.
Spelling crocodile.
1986.
Don't you give me that look.
Oh!
1986.
Really?
Learn something new every day.
Well,
Wow.
all three of us were wrong, and somehow Lewis was right again.
Oh, well.
What can I say if you guys spoke my language?
He comes from the land down under.
I don't speak Spanish,
You know what I
sir.
mean? Well, you know what?
He does
Crickety cricket, the Chinese chicken. I don't know what the other.
Yeah,
I don't know how it goes.
The brain starts ticking. Watching X-Files with the lights on. Keanu Reeves is on.
Yeah.
Hey, look, he's being a samurai.
All right. And would you give it to
I
Elijah?
already did that.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, you
We pay
weren't
attention
paying
to this.
attention at that point.
Oh no. All right. Let's do the robot punches.
It's
Ta-da!
that time of night. It's that time of night. It's that time of night. It's that time of night.
It's that time of night to go
It's
to
that time of night. It's that
www.thepostmenpodcast.com.
time of
You can
night.
go there to listen to the
It's
podcast,
that
visit our
time
merchandise
of
shop,
night. It's
and
that
go to
time
our
of night.
YouTube page.
It's
Email
that
us,
time of night.
thepostmanpodcast@gmail.com.
It's
Find us on Twitter
It's
at thepostmanpod,
that time of
Instagram, the Postman
that
Podcast,
time of night.
Facebook, the Postman
It's
Podcast,
that time of night.
Letterboxd,
It's that time of
the
night.
Postman Pod.
It's that
I think that was
time of
it.
night.
I think I
It's
did
that
everything.
time of night. Did you YouTube?
It's
that
Did you do the
Yes.
time of
YouTubes?
night.
Yes.
It's that
What
time
about
of night.
how about us on Twitch?
It's that time of night.
We don't have Twitch.
It's that time of
All
night.
right, and remember to use our coupon.
That time
We
of
don't
night.
have one.
It's
One.
that time of night. It was that time of night. It was that time of night. See y'all next week.
Bye, everybody.
This episode was brought to you by Quality Hawaiian Style Crispy
No.
Beef Jerky.
No, it wasn't.
It tastes like dog shit. Eat it!
It's bye.